May the Noble Triple Gem bless you all. Welcome to the first episode of A Guide to Eliminating Stress and Anxiety. In this video series, we are going to explore how we can overcome the stress and anxiety that we experience in our day-to-day lives. I will share you a unique and effective technique to help you eliminate stress and anxiety. This technique is based on the teachings of Buddhism, which have been practicing for many years at Jethavanarama Buddhist Monastery in Sri Lanka. To eliminate a problem, you have to understand it clearly and in depth. Through this video series, I will show you the science behind how stress and anxiety arise in your mind. The concept that we discuss in this video series is not only theoretical, but also practical and applicable to your life. Hence, I invite you to apply the concept to your life experiences and verify them, which is essential to comprehend the technique in order to eliminate stress and anxiety. Okay, what is mental stress? And how does it interfere with our day-to-day life? Mental stress is a complex reaction that occurs when an individual perceives a situation as threatening, overwhelming, or beyond their ability to cope. Psychologically, stress can manifest as feelings of anxiety, tension, worry, or even sense of being overwhelmed. It can affect a person's emotions, thoughts, and behavior. Prolonged or chronic stress can lead to a range of physical and mental health issues. If you have physical health issues due to anxiety, you may need to take medicines to cure them. However, that does not address the root cause of the anxiety or stress. Medication is not the ultimate solution for stress or anxiety. It can help you manage them temporarily. Even though there are many ways to manage stress, it's really hard to find a permanent solution. That's because it's hard to identify the root cause of the stress and anxiety on your own. You need to find a teacher who can guide you to discover it. In this video series, I will show you the root cause of stress and anxiety. Einstein once said, "If I had an hour to solve a problem, I would spend 55 minutes thinking about the problem and 5 minutes thinking about the solution." So I invite you to be patient and follow me, as it might take some time to understand the root cause. It won't be something instant. I will show you how deep this rabbit hole goes, and at the same time, I will show you how to come out of it slowly and steadily. The first thing that I want to draw your attention to is that the stress or anxiety you experience is not something that constantly stays with you. As this is a mental process, the thoughts that drive the stress or anxiety arise due to causes. The stress doesn't appear randomly and will not stay with you forever. Even for anxiety, the worst thing that you can do to yourself is think and believe you have anxiety. Actually, you don't have anxiety or stress. Why I am saying this? Let me explain it with an example. Imagine you are in a business meeting and you have a brilliant idea and you are holding your cards close to your chest. Unfortunately, someone in the meeting reveals the same idea before you do. How do you feel? You might be angry with him as he reveals your brilliant idea. But you haven't told him about it before. How come he also had the same idea? Is it possible? Yes. I want you to pay more attention here. The idea that you have does not belong to you. Why? It is generated or originated in your mind due to causes. If the exact causes are arranged in another mind, then the same idea can generate it in there. That's why you both had the same idea. Similarly, anxiety or stress is a condition or a thought process that depends on the causes. You do not own it. It is a process that can happen in any mind. It is not something unique to you. Do you understand that? Okay. In addition, be mindful that the process will not stay in your mind forever. It is not something stagnant or permanent. For example, when you have visitors at your house, you do not worry about whether they will stay forever or not, because you know for sure that they will leave in a couple of hours or days. Similarly, the stress or anxiety will not stay with you forever. When you try to relieve stress or anxiety, either knowingly or unknowingly, you create causes for it to arise again. For example, if I say, do not think about your mother, please do not think about your mother. What are you thinking now? Please do not think about your mother. Every time I say this, you always think about your mother. Why? Because when you try to avoid something from your mind, it always comes back stronger. That is how the mind works. Similarly, when you try to get rid of the stress or anxiety from your mind, you are setting the wheels in motion for them to return. So today, you learned two things. One is that you do not own stress and anxiety, as they are cause and effect driven processes. Secondly, you learned that whenever you try to escape from them, you are asking for trouble. So you should not attempt to avoid stress or anxiety. Now you might be wondering, how can we get rid of them? How can we stop the arising of anxious or stressful thoughts? Yes, we do have a pathway. Be patient. I will guide you step by step to eliminate stress or anxiety completely. But it will take time and some practice. Before delving deeper, let's look at how the mind works in our next video, because that is essential to understanding the stress and anxiety. Everything I share in these videos reflect my teachers' words of wisdom. They have illuminated my path to understanding the truth and the reality of the world I perceive. So along this journey, I will share everything wholeheartedly with you, as I know one thing: what you give is what you get. If you have any questions or comments on the topic that we have discussed today, feel free to share them in the comment section below. We are devoted to helping you achieve a solution. Look out for the next episode of The Guide to Eliminating Stress and Anxiety to brighten up your life.